Right. Hello, punters. Good morning, punters. What's happening? Just wait for a few of you punters, also known as goats, to, roll on in. Then we'll have a look at a couple of races for today. Oh, I need that. Yes, I do need that. Don't need that at the moment. I need that. Friday morning it is. I don't wanna go where we go. Friday morning. Went through those two meetings, happy living cards now. Let's see if it pops in here, right? So what we'll do is record this. Welcome, punters. Welcome to Friday morning. Welcome to Friday morning, where I'm going to recap some stuff we covered last night and lean us into a few winners for the day. Throw you a Friday morning bone. That's what I like to do. We'll just wait for a few more people to wander in, People a little bit slow on a Friday morning. A bit hazy from the night before. No rest for the wicked, lads. No rest. So schedule today, a very good VIP David, a legend. The schedule this morning. Firstly, the live show last night, excellent. 3.5 hours, 3 hours, 20 minutes. Plenty of great content last night, plenty of winners. This morning I'm going to recap Albury and Werribee for today, purely because markets are now up. Lean into a few angles. You're welcome. That's going to become a nightly factor, Dave. 8:30 each night I'm going to do those. I think they're a good way to spend the night. It's a good way to get ready for the next day. Gives everyone good content coming into the next day. And the morning ones are going to be more about recapping the night before, especially when markets haven't been available the night before for certain meetings, like was the situation with Werribee and Albury last night. Now that we've got markets, I'm going to flick back through both those cards quickly, just highlight a couple of points, a couple of angles for the day, go through a couple of black book runners that are coming up for the day. The Friday morning ones can't be 3 hours long or the morning ones can't be 3 hours long purely because I've also got to get ready for trading for the day for punters. So they'll generally be an hour, if that. Quick flick through. Who knows? They might be longer. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, that's the plan for this morning. Flick through a couple of meetings, being Werribee and Albury. I think there's some good opportunities. What we went through last night, we identified some good opportunities. So we'll flick back through those two cards. We only got halfway through the Werribee card. We didn't even get the night meeting done because it's just after 3.5 hours, I was sort of a little bit drained. 3 hours talking straight sort of does it to you. But yeah, that's the plan for this morning. So it's 9:31. Let's get stuck into it. That's going to be the plan. That's going to be the plan. They're not as structured, these morning ones, as what the night ones are. But we're going to start off with the Albury card again. I'm going to flick through this a bit quicker today. Just flicking back through the markets. There were two people last night as well that got free. One got 3 free days and one got a free month in the TWF lounge. So I've got them written down here somewhere. It was Ando and Trade Gun. Trade Gun got a month. If you can WhatsApp me or send me a message, and Ando, if you can send me a message as well, because you've got 3 free days from last night, remember? And Trade Gun, you get a free month. So if anyone sees Trade Gun floating around the place, give him a nudge. Tell him to get in contact with me. I will go and search his name. I don't usually track that kind of stuff. You may have already contacted Clive or emailed me. I haven't checked all that kind of stuff yet this morning. But that's the schedule for today, is run back through these couple of meetings for Werribee and Albury, now that we've got prices, and just see what those angles were again. And hopefully lean into a couple of quick winners for the day. I'm not going to hold you here all day. Probably go for 3/4 of an hour or an hour this morning. Last night was 3 hours 20. That'll be a normal nighttime show from now on, depending on how many meetings are on. There's always enough content to go for 3 hours of a night. So yeah, let's dig in. It's not dedication, JE, it's an addiction that we've turned into something that can become a profitable angle for all of us. So yeah, you know, it's always a positive when you can turn an addiction into something positive instead of negative. So let's do that. We'll start off at Albury. It's not going to be as fluent this morning because I'm sort of flicking through. I'll give you an example. Last night, I put together 50 pages of content for one day, right? 50 pages of content. That analysis was 50 pages. So that's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to be. Yes. Albury, let's go there. Race 1 at Albury. Trusting Chad comes out. Doubt Free comes out. I think, just let me pull up the form on this. Yeah, where's the market? Albury race 1. I'll just bring the markets up. I'm going to do this quick. Okay, Bomerton, as I thought, Bomerton will go around the favourite here. It's 2.90. Luna Mojo, the reward for effort youngster. It's 3 from 5 now. It's 3.40. They look to have the top end of the market between them. There's no major advantage there that I see at the moment into that race. The way that it was set last night, we had Luna Mojo. This is from our AI ratings. Luna Mojo 2.7, Bomerton 4.3, Reef Road 6.5, Super Nick 8.7. Just let me pull this over to here. Currently, Bomerton's 2.9, Luna Mojo's 3.4. So it's saying Luna Mojo's a value angle. I think there's a little bit more upside around Bomerton, who's first up, likely to have improved, especially off that trial win at Wagga on the Riverside track. That was pretty good over Special Profit and Riverbend Unicorn. It's not something I want to get too deeply involved in. These shows are about finding value angles for the morning. The second race, a few have come out of that. Flying Sultan's come out. Rumours of Bound's come out. Real Gun was already out. And Red Rupert's Rocket was already out. So the only major one to come out of that is Flying Sultan, which sort of makes it, that's going to make Tap and Run 2.8. It's going to make Mr. Moppet 3.5, 2.8 versus 3.5, while the market has them at the top end. Mr. Moppet 2.7, Tap and Run 3.6. So the market's pretty much spot on there. We're not going to get too involved there. We'll go to the third. At the end of this too, I'll give you, once I run through each card, I'm going to go to Black Bookers on each card as well. Race 3 at the top end. The only one to come out here, Disruption comes out. It was only 1% of the market anyway. Heavenly Kiss was rated 3.1. Tassie Fox 5.7. Gold Candle 7.5. Heavenly Kiss, consistent form, ideal barrier, strong closing speed. Tassie Fox, promising debut. Scope to improve, McDougall plus, Gold Candle peaking third up, Leeton third solid, claim helps, and IYKYK was 10.0. If we go and pull the market of this, I mean the form of this race quickly, Heavenly Kiss looks exposed. You know, how many chances do you want? By Divine Profit out of a Savabille mare. Yep, drops in class. The third at Albury last time out was decent. Drops back to 11.75. Tassie Fox, number 6. The Dessort youngster out of a Fox Wedge mare. It's likely going to improve out to 11.75. If Flash Big Pass from off the pace first up, beaten 2.6, you think it'll come on significantly out to 11.75 now. Yeah. Oh, here we go. No, not at all. Not mentioned. You're the one coming in here mentioning it. So probably not a good scenario. I really don't want to be doing this all morning. Really don't want to be doing this all morning. I haven't got time to be doing it. Yeah, so that'll just keep happening, lads. That's guys from over at the system that like to pop in and try and create issues. If you want to go there, check out their system, go for your life. I just don't see how you make money out of match betting. I'm going to be straight up about that. To get bonus bets, they happen two ways. You put a deposit into an account and you'll get a deposit match of some kind. Bookmakers aren't going to keep giving you deposit matches every time you deposit. And the only other way you get a bonus bet, generally, right, is when you lose a bet. So if I lose $50 to get a $50 bonus bet, and then I use a $50 bonus bet on one side of the coin versus real cash on the other side of the coin to make a $35 profit across the trade, well, it's still $15 down, right? Exactly. Like Matthew Nico said, correct. But, you know, you can go and have a look at their sales video that's up on YouTube with Leo when they were taught how to sell a funnel sales system and how they say the words, got this, mother. Right? That's how they talk about when they sell someone. We got this, mother. Right? That's not a way to talk about when you sell someone, right? That tells you they're interested in the sale, not the after service. And back in the 90s, that's exactly how it all worked on the Gold Coast, right? And in the 2000s. It's just a rinse, recycle, repeat job. That's all it is. I've explained all this. There's plenty of videos up on my page regarding that. But now we'll get back into this. We're on the third. Yeah, I think Tassie Fox is a decent chance in that race. Lightly raced improver bike to sort out of a Fox Wedge mare. It'll improve out in trip. It's currently 6.50 versus a favourite Heavenly Kiss, which is tried and tested at 2.2. So I'd rather be taking the 6.5 Tassie Fox. The other one in the market is Broken Image. I'll just go to it for a second, the 9. By Odyssey Moon, who's a son of Snitzel. Lightly doesn't get a lot of opportunities, Odyssey Moon, but he does a decent job out of a Churchill Downs mare. What concerns me there is a close-up double cross of Danehill. Okay, all right. You've got Danehill two back on the bottom side, 1, 2, 3 back on the top side, 4 back on the top side, 4x2. Yes, it works, but, you know, what is he, Broken Image? He comes into this third up from the spell on the back of a 5th at Gundagai and 11th at Wagga last time out. Yes, in a Super Maiden, got too far back. The run of note of his back in December, the second at Albury, was on a heavy 10 track. So I'm sort of, if you're looking at the top end of that market, it's Tassie Fox that has the upside at 6.0, the Tessort youngster, stretching out to 11.75. And more likely, the natural speed and the pedigree will race closer to the front end as well. So at the top end, that's the way I'll be looking. Is there any other lightly raced improvers in this race? We flick down through. The 4, IYKYK, trial winner at Wagga, back on the 10th of March. Worth looking at. Then a soft trial back down in Victoria. The thing about IYKYKY, 4 of its 5 trials or jump outs have been Victoria, right? Anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise. Well, one of them's been clockwise at Wagga. All right. So the one you want to take note of is the one that's clockwise at Wagga on the 10th of March. It won that trial. It goes clockwise today, crosses the border for the Whittison yard from Wodonga. Worth noting. What price is it going to go around? 7.50. So I'd be more inclined to look at Tassie Fox 6.5 and IYKYK in that race, despite being drawn wide. And it has been 12.0 into 7.5 as well. You know, you've got them to 16 and 14% of the market, 30% of the market, combined 3.30. So that's probably where the value lies at the top of that market. I'll go deeper into that on Live Trader in the lounge during the course of the day as we trade live during the day. This is just giving you angles early in the day to cover what we did last night now that we've got markets up. Yeah. So if we go to race 4, I'm just going to see what's coming out there. Race 4. What's come out? Maritime Square. No, nothing major since last night. Last night I had the market Riverbend Unicorn 3.7, Desert Opal 4.9, Maritime Express 6.2, Shooting Firm 10.0, others longer. if you go to TWF Horse Racing, you'll find a lot of the previews that I put up in the blog most days of the week. Generally, they're up by about 10:30, 11 o'clock. That won't be the case this morning because I'm here talking to you guys. So looking at this market, just let me go and pull them up. The race up punters. Going and looking at this race. Desert Riverbend Unicorn, tried and tested. What are they going? 1590, 1400 metre maiden. Riverbend Unicorn by Bar Pensiero out of a Naturalism mare. You know, it's placed 6 of 8 now. How many more chances do you want? These are the types of races when the top end of the market's dominated by something, you know, that's had enough chances, been on the dance floor enough times, and, you know, all the girls are still standing at the bar. They don't want to go dancing. Yeah, it's been there enough times. Get off the dance floor. Give one of the lightly raced improvers a chance, you know. Desert Opal was second in this market by D'Argento out of a Sebring mare. The Wagga second back on the 30th of March has more merit. Now placed 4 of 9. This is the trip for it. Interestingly, it drops back in trip off a 24-day break. Yep, that's fine. Back on its home track. It's probably definitely got more upside than the favourite. Anything else further down? Just let me have a flick down through this. One by Denman, by Merchant Navy, Bar Pensiero, Seamus Award. Oh, Trove, no. It's interesting that trial win of Trove back at Ballarat on the 24th of February. That may be worth going a little bit closer into. Another Tessort youngster, the number 9 D-Bar, has its second start going clockwise, 4th career start. Also ran second at Wagga on the Riverside track, beaten 1.2 behind Pride of Jezza, and second here at Albury on the 24th of February in 2 good trials as well. So that's going to be an angle. Earmuffs pre-race only first time. Nose roll comes off first time. That's going to be an interesting angle to look at. 9 D-Bar, it's 6.5. So there's probably more upside there. As we get further down. The 11 Oaky Moon may be worth looking at from an outsider angle. 1,000, 1,180, stretches out to 1,400 for the first time, draws a 2 alley out of by Odyssey Moon, the son of Snitzel, out of a Commands mare. It's a 4x3 cross there. Draws a 2 alley, goes to 1,400 for the first time, has won a trial here over D-Bar, right? That's going to be worthwhile going and having a look at. And it's $31 at the moment, 7.2 the place. So if D-Bar 6.0 and this one's third up, stretching out to 7 panels for the first time, you have to think there's upside there. It's an angle worth looking at. Down through the rest of this field. Yeah, so the race isn't that deep. It sort of revolves around those 3, doesn't it? You know, Desert Opal, D-Bar and Oaky Moon. If you're prepared to take Riverbend Unicorn on, who's drawn 14 and play 6 of 8 in its career, how much more upside's there, as I say. Then on to race 5, the 1,000 metre handicap. The way this market read, Halinda consistent form, ideal barrier, strong jockey partnership, make it a top chance. The unique star, progressive 3-year-old with Aubrey form, closing speed despite the wide draw. Foreman's Gully, front-running style, dominant maiden win, local advantage. Centasia, outstanding recent form, perfect barrier, but high weight is the query. Elastine Miss, speedy 3-year-old with Aubrey wins, but steps up in class. Motorboat, solid form, good barrier, but jockey uncertainty is a concern. Well, it's not jockey uncertainty anymore. Blake McDougall's on, so don't know where that's come from, Miss Seraphin. Here we go. Here comes the young bloke, right? So we'll just do this block. We'll just mute him, eh? That's easier. Mute account. So from this race last night, I think we sort of leaned in on Tenor as the lightly raced improver in this race by Magna Grecia out of the Street Cry mare. The Golden Maiden win over 1,000, despite being a 16k maiden. He's very underrated, Magna Grecia. He then went to Goulburn first up this prep off the back of no public trial and tried to make all, which was a really good a really good effort. Not a really good effort. He got punched up on the front end, dropped out, beaten 7 lengths last. So I'm prepared to give that horse one more chance, especially with the tongue tie going on again. Obviously breathing issues that day over the 1,000. Stays at 1,000 here, draws a 6, Quade Crow up, Darryl Burnett. What price is it going to go around? Race 5. Quade Crow, Tanner, 20.04.33 is an angle worth looking at. I'm going to spend too much more time on that race. Race 6. So let me bring up race 6, punters. This is why it's good to be in the lounge. In the lounge during the day, this is what happens in my lounge all day, every day. As I dive into each race, it happens live, right? Everything I'm talking about goes into the lounge, right? Previews, everything. All the previews that you see up on the TikTok channel, that's generally, when I've got time to post something up. But in the lounge, you're in there for best 5. You've got all the previews. You've got all this information consistently all day. Yeah, probably Mackenzie. I'm not going to argue with you. Very progressive sprinter, and keeps on improving. But we'll cover that tonight in tonight's live. Everything for Saturday, we'll cover in tonight's live. Like the live last night went for 3.5 hours, or just on 3.5 hours. We covered York, we covered Albury, we covered Werribee, we covered Flemington, the 225-1 things at Flemington, which are up in the Flemington previews on the normal channel here. I'll go back over those this morning. But those live shows of a night time, they're great opportunities to, get good in-depth knowledge, because I've got more time to go into things and discuss things in depth. Last night 2 guys picked up a free 3-day membership and a free 1-month membership. Not planned. That was just over little conversations we were having, and whoever, I think one of them come from who could name the top 3 jockeys as per the order of what we were discussing through AI last night. We went through the world top 10 of all time, the Australian top 10 of all time, and the current Australian top 10. And it was really good content. But race 6, let's go back to race 6 for a second. Race 6, Motorboat, front running style ideal, barrier, strong form, make it a top chance. Spirit Lake, in form with picnic wins, track suitability, aided by acclaim. Not lean or mean, outstanding Albury form, perfect barrier position, fire your guns, consistent form, great barrier, top jockey, perfectly good. Recent placing and speed, but barrier 10 is a query. And Scruff's Magic, strong picnic form and good barrier, but class rise is a concern, right? From a form perspective, if we go and pull up this race 6, perfectly good's come out. Not lean or means come out. So 2 of the top 4 have come out. We had not lean or mean 6.5, perfectly good 9.5. So that's 16, 25, 26%, 25% of the market needs to come out. That brings Motorboat into 3.9, Spirit Lake into 4.5. Motorboat is a 4.2 favourite, and Spirit Lake is 6.0. I'll just go and have a quick look at this race. Look, it's a decent race, this. You flick down through it, you've got the Rubik 3-year-old, Rocket Rudy, who comes off a good trial second to the Prodigal Son and Dance Enough. Then went to Wagga first up, midfield. I think that horse has got subject for improvement. The nasal strip comes off first time, draws 16. They're a little bit short in the market, 4.8. Spirit Lake, we talked about this horse last night. You've got to trust. Gets in with 54.5 after the 3 kg claim for the Bug Girl. 3 from 14 by Invincible Spirit out of a Dream Ahead mare. We traced that family back last night. That was a good European family. 3 from 14. Won in record time last night at the picnics. Everyone goes, oh, it's the picnics. Don't be concerned about that. The weight drop here to 54.5 today, drawn the 8. Don't be worried about winning at the Burra with picnics. It was in record time, lump 58, yes, lump 65, yes, I understand punters that they carry bigger weights at the picnics. Gold Coast Race 1. All right, dig in, Matthew. You're more than welcome to tip a few, brother. Go for your life. Yeah, so that's a race we'll look deeper at as we run through the day. Race 7. Race 7 punters. These previews. Once I finish this live, I'll put all these previews up onto TWF Horse Racing in written form. The preview, the top predicted contenders, and the 100% frame market. I'm not going to go through and make the adjustments for scratchings. I haven't got time to do that this morning when I put them up onto TWF. Race 7, just quickly. Let me go back here. Race 7. All right, the way we had this market, Apollo Creed, Brendan's Trooper, Syntasia come out. Syntasia, 21% of the market. Apollo Creed also comes out, another 12, 33% of the market. So that brings Grinzinger Moon into 2.9. Yeah, 2.9. It brings Smart Poppy into 4.0, and it makes Controversial Miss third top rated 10.0. What price is Grinzinger Moon going around? I think we thought 2.7 last night was going to be around the mark. 1.45. All right, so that's a race that I'm going to try and find something to oppose it with later on in the day. I've got no interest there at the moment. I'll get deep into that later on. Race 8. This is why sometimes markets can just be flipped on their head. You know, when 2 or 3 horses come out of a market, the whole pace scenario changes. Everything changes. They're too... Credit race 3. Have I missed it? No, I haven't done Cranbourne race 3, Steve-O. Haven't got there yet. Didn't get time to go there last night. I went for 3.5 hours. I was just buggered. Rory. Yeah, I know that, Rory. And guess what? That's why you've got no idea. Aubrey, I love these guys that come and go, you've got no idea. My God. Very, very, very funny. Race 8, Aubrey. Let's go here. But it's typical, you know, tall poppy syndrome. That's what Australia does. You know, we all do it. Like take other people down. It's just part of the game. Race 8, Aubrey. Downton Abbey. To answer that to the young bloke that I just blocked, go and find me someone else who's doing 3.5 hours of live content on racing, and he's just sitting there, you know, dribbling, you know, giving high quality content, educational content. Got no idea. And that's why people like that will keep on losing on the punt, right? That's why they'll lose consistently, because up here they put these blinkers on, right? And they're not prepared to learn, right? The reason I've got so much knowledge is because I sit here 16 hours a day for 30 years. Right? It's a lot of depth of knowledge. Anyway, let's go to race 8. I'm not going to bore you with that. Downton Abbey comes out, 14% of the market. Briggs Bellman into 4.3. Janik, 14%. 6 into 5.0. Imposing Tuller comes into 5.5. And Slate Ripper comes into 9 as the top 4 rated contenders. If we just go and look at the market quickly. Bellman, 17.0. Maybe an angle worth looking at. Janik, 8.0. The favourite in the race is Kirk. Oh, they made it favourite. Let's go and have a look at that. Kirk. Not saying it can't win. Okay, it comes through that same trial as the Prodigal Son and Rocket Rudy. That we mentioned earlier on. Rocket Rudy, Control F. That same trial as Rocket Rudy. So that Rocket Rudy trial, as I said, is going to be Control F. Just let me check what race that was. Rocket Rudy. Yeah, that was race 6. What price was it again? 4.8. So Rocket Rudy 4.8 and Spirit Lake 6.0. Potentially good angles in that race. Obviously, it's going to be a good race, that race 6. Back to race 8. Yeah. Well bred, Kirk in race 8 by Blue Point. Race 8. Just let me go here. Close that. Race 8. Kirk. Yeah, well bred by Blue Point out of a Reduced Choice mare. Draws 12.61 kg. Second up. Going to 1,500 or 1,400 first up. Only beaten 1.7. Little bit one paced. that day. It's maiden when come on the synthetic at Pakenham. You know, that's the query I've got. You want to go and have a look at the action of that horse before you get too involved in it. Or from the system, maybe. I don't know. Doesn't really matter, Steve-O. If they are from the system, that's great. Because as I say, you don't go making 50. I went through the example last night. 1,700 clients. Here's the mathematics, and I'm going to do this again quickly, right? Here's the base mathematics, right? Where's my calculator? Calculator. If you made $50 million, right? $50 million for punters, as they claim, and they say they've got 1,700 clients, right? 50 million divided by 7 works out to be 29,400, right? Here's the thing. 50 million divided by 1,700. $29,411. Their mentorship costs $25,000. Are you telling me that I'm going to pay $25,000 for a mentorship, right? Which is a funnel sales system. You start at the top, you come down, right? You pay $1,000 at the first level, $25,000 for the mentorship, but then you still pay a monthly membership fee to access the horse system, right? Are you telling me if you've made $50 million, so as I said, I spoke to a couple of bookmakers, they laughed at it, right? If you made $50 million and you've got 1,700 clients, right? You'd have more than 2,000 followers if you got 1,700 clients and you've been on here so long with 40,000 likes. 40,000 likes, and you can see them come on here with all these fake accounts trying to have a go at me. It's all bullshit. It's complete, absolute crap. You go to my page, the people I follow are my other accounts. You know what I mean? It's all open. Why have I got TPKATG? Because it's a brand name. Why have I got TWFing it? Because it's a brand name. You know what I mean? Why did I go from the winning factor to TWF.horse.racing? Well, I had three. The winning factor, TWF.horse.racing, TWF Dancing Girls. TWF Dancing Girls is Seraphin's channel when I used to talk about dancing girls in the lounge. You know, if you've been around for a long time, you know my history. These guys, if you go and have a look at all their sub-accounts and stuff like that, the way they work in together, right? It's obvious to tell when an account's fake, right? Very, very, very easy. You see them come in here consistently, right? I've got videos up, pulling apart their sales videos on my page, right? I wake up this morning, I go on the page, oh, thanks for the free plug. If you want to do a free trial of the system and you want to get it at the top level for free, go to our page. Now, I'm going to ask you something, right? I get it, right? I get it, but that's just another classic example of, you know, a scam. Something is a scam when, you know, they're coming onto my page and posting onto my page below videos I've made, right? Trying to get traffic. You don't do that. That's just not the right thing to do, right? Would you want to go and give a company $25,000 that goes onto someone else's website, onto someone else's page, and then starts posting, oh, come across here and have a free trial? I don't ever do that. That's just, it's rude, you know, it's ignorance. And that's what these young blokes do, right? So yeah, you make $29,400 from their mentorship, which is the average, right? They've got clients that they say have made $500,000. If the average is $29,000 and the outlier is $500,000, right? The guy that's made $500,000, well, he's made $470,000 more. So $470,000 divided by the other 1,700 clients. Here's the maths. 470,000, right? This is client number one. One client they talk about. Let's do this. 470,000 divided by 1,700. 470,000 divided by 1,700. So punter number one has taken another $276 on average off each punter. So your 29,000 is now down to 28,700. So if I'm not punter number one, right, am I going to pay $25,000 for a mentorship that makes me $3,700? No, you're not. It's ludicrous. The simple mathematics is ludicrous. You go and watch webinar 20, right, that they've got up, okay? They have a link where they invite the fourth guy in. He says, oh, I can't get in. I can't find the link. Can you post it again so I can come in? They post a link to a YouTube link, right? I went and paused the video, copied the YouTube link, went to you. It goes to an influencer with 4.5 million followers. It's not even a real join link, right? Yeah, I've got like 60 video drops to do, you know. At one point, he says he's an osteopath. At another point, he says he worked in tennis. At another point, he says he wrote the horse racing systems on the Gold Coast back in the 90s, right? None of it makes sense. None of the mathematics makes sense, right? And on that YouTube, right? On that YouTube, the scroll bar down the right, on that YouTube video, on the webinar 20, it's a complete fake webinar. You can tell. It's simple. It's easy to see that it's a fake webinar. The glitches, the moves. He'll be sitting in this spot, and then in the next, the bloke will be back here in the next shot. Or he'll be sitting in this shot, and then he's here in this shot. Well, they've tried to edit it together, and they've done a semi-good job. But you can see it's been edited together. You know what I mean? That does not happen in live webinars, right? And then on the scroll bar on the right-hand side, about 3/4 of the way through, you see this little black box come from underneath the other side of the screen. Professional webinar software does not do that. I ran it through OpenAI, right? OpenAI went and did the checks. There is no webinar. The only 3 that are allowed to go live on YouTube, right? And when you do a YouTube live, right, it shows as a YouTube live. You know how a YouTube live works? I do YouTube lives all the time, right? The definition of fraud, right? The definition of fraud in each Eastern Seaboard state, it qualifies 120%. And you can be guaranteed, if they have got 1,700 clients and they have robbed all these people, go and have a look at the video, the sales video they do with Leo Moore from December 2023, which goes for just over an hour, right? That's when they revamped their whole business. Then go to way back when, right? And have a look at their website in 2022, right? The first time they ever published their website was October 2022. They then didn't update it for another 5 months, right? Go to way back when and type in their website and have a look at all their updates to their website, right? Where's the Leo vid? I'll tell you the name of it. The name of the video. Search this. Go to YouTube and search this. I'll tell you right now. Okay, YouTube. The name of the video. Bear with me, punters. The name of the video is, I found, here it is here. This is it here. This one here. I found the infinite sales glitch, right? That's it there, right? It goes for an hour and 20 minutes, right? That's recorded in their office where they call him in, right? Okay? Everyone go and watch that video. Right? It shows you the whole funnel sales system. And at the end of it, near the end of it, they go, how many clients have you got left? At that stage, I had 1,000 clients, just over 1,000 clients for 1,200 clients, right? And they're sitting there laughing going, oh, geez, we've only got 30 of them left. You know what I mean? It is enlightening to watch that whole video, okay? All right? Okay? Enlightening, right? So, and I found in a forum where they go, oh, we just recorded that video to help Leo so that he could get more clients. We were just acting. No, you weren't. There's 4 or 5 times in that video where things that you say completely show that you weren't acting, right? Completely show. Where he's sitting there and he's recording, he's writing on the board and he goes, oh, aren't we lucky we recorded this? Damn oath you're lucky you recorded it and posted it because it gives us a chance to pull you apart. Yeah, but anyway. Anyway, let's get back into this. So, yeah, Grinzinger Moon, being so short in that market in race 7, we've gone past that. Race 8. Race 8. Kirk was the favourite in the race, or Kirk was the favourite in the race. The ratings had it. Bellman, Janik, Imposing Tuller, Slate Ripper across the top 4. Kirk next. So from that perspective, the one Bellman by Bilardo out of the Volkswagen mare, sort of tried and tested. I don't know how AI has come up with that on top, to be brutally honest with you. The 3 Janik, by winning Rupert, 3 from 20 winner. Imposing Tuller. There's a bit of upside in Imposing Tuller by reward for effort out of a high chaparral mare. In well weighted after the 3 kilo claim. But it's a race you're going to need to go a little bit deeper into. I can see why Kirk is well up in the market there, being by Blue Point out of a reduced choice mare. But, geez, he comes in with moderate form, and its maiden win back in July was on the synthetic at Pakenham. So, best bet for Saturday at this stage. Oh, brother, there's 10 meetings to go through. Like, you're not going to get a best bet from me on a Saturday. Not when my Black Book's got 90 Black Book horses in on a Saturday. Best 5 will have a good day on a Saturday because there's so many opportunities. But, yeah, like, at the moment, the only meeting I've done for Saturday is Flemington. I haven't done the other meetings yet. There's so much content to cover, so much to get through today as well. So that's how Aubrey stacks up. It looks like the best potential angle at the moment for me at Aubrey is probably, geez, I've forgotten now. We've been through it all. Race 3 looks a potential very good betting race. And yeah, we may get something out of race 1 as well. Werribee, we did the first half of the card at Werribee. There are 2 things that are good double figure odds at Flemington I'm going to touch on. I'll just shut that window so we don't hear this dog, eh? Oh, go away. Stops barking. Yeah, but stops barking. Have I got any double figure winners? We had Parita on Tuesday at 60 to 1. Saturday 35 to 1, 18 to 1, 10 to 1. There's plenty, yeah, heaps. Like, go to my YouTube channel and watch the King Colorado rewind video. Go to my YouTube channel and watch that video. Right, the rewind of King Colorado. Okay, that gives you an example of the depth of form analysis you're dealing with, Bleat. So before you start bleating on about double figure winners, go and watch those couple of videos. If that's what you're here to do, if you're asking me about double figure winners for today and tomorrow, go and join the lounge. Pay $9.90 a day and get 9 lives. You get to sit in the back seat of the gold Porsche, put your seatbelt on. Just don't talk to the kid next to you because he smells. The only reason he's there is because his mum's hot. I'm doing her a favour. All right. Everyone was on King Colorado in the JJ. Oh, were they? Yeah, okay, who's? Everyone was on it. Everyone was on it. Wow. Anyway, go watch those videos. So, here we go. Just, no need for nonchalance. No need for nonchalance. We'll just mute you. We won't block you. We'll mute you. Because obviously you need to keep on learning, right? I haven't got time to talk about Saturday racing at the moment. I reckon the sister was on it. Yeah, obviously they were, Steve-O, with their 65% edge or whatever they claim to have. So we'll just go to Werribee quickly. All right, the first 4 races at Werribee. There are a couple of opportunities here from memory. We go down here. Werribee race 1. Werribee race 1. Let me bring it up. Yeah, this mark's been flipped on its head with the 3 that have come out. Oh no, we're pretty right here, sorry. Just Landed, consistent form, suited to 2213. I think the angle we're working from here, just let me go and pull the form up here. I think it was Mr. Yumcha was starting to look like a bit of a chance. Yeah, it's not a bad race, this. You've got the Pewson Staloon Ducat pair stretching out. Its debut run when it was 6 of 14 here at Werribee was good. Did nothing behind Bella Dramatic. Yeah, Just Landed's had a few chances. Man's a race bred for the trip, lightly raced from the Maryard by Al Mansour out of a French bred Cape Cross mare. The 4th at Ararat was decent in March, on the 27th of March. Soft trial since. Any gears? No gear changes. Yeah, just not a deep race. That's the angle that we're looking at last night in that race. The Raise the Flag youngster, Forever Well, out of the Yemen Vital mare. Got a lot of time for Raise the Flag. He's a good stallion. Obviously heading towards a hurdle campaign. What price is it? Forever Well. 7.0. That's going to be the angle for me there. I think that's a place at 2.70 for whatever beats it wins to finish top two. 7.0, 2.7, only 2 place dividends. Any free tips at big? Yeah, I'll run through some black bookers in a minute at double figure odds. Yeah, but there'll be plenty. There'll be plenty show up in the lounge on Live Trader during the day that go around at double figure odds. The average odds on Live Trader is about 12.0 that we back horses at, across the board. So you get plenty of value out of Live Trader. That's where you want to be. And if you join Best 5, you get all that. Race 2 at Werribee. Yeah, so that Forever Well's a decent angle in race 1. And then in race 2, you've got the half to Moanga, Hey Broanga. And it's also the half to Super Photon, which goes, that's one of the 2 at 25 to 1 that's going to run a big race at Flemington tomorrow, Super Photon. So you've got Hey Broanga today in race 2 at Werribee that goes around as a decent chance. I want to go a little bit deeper into that race. It is 3.6. It's a little bit short, but the ratings for race 2 were Hey Broanga 3.7, Heir to the Throne 4.3, Landgrave 7.5, Eyes to Me 10.0, Octahedron 12.5, The Storyteller 15.0. So Hey Broanga's around the right price at 3.6 at the top of the market. That'll be an angle that I'll dive into deeper in the lounge today. Could become a betting race. Yeah, but on pedigree, that horse is very well placed. The win 2 back was good. I'm prepared to put a line through the last start, 4th. Race 3 at Werribee, stretching out 2,700 too. Race 3 at Werribee, Nimbus 2000, as I thought, is going around odds on. Let's just pull race 3 at Werribee up quickly. Nimbus 2000, right. How far are they going again? 1,110. By Lonro out of the Snitzel mare, Golden Snitzel, drawn 15. Trial winner at the Heath. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be taking odds on Nimbus 2000, not whatsoever. The other ones off the eye out of this race, the Pride of Dubai, Youngster Arabian Myth could run some kind of race. Coyote has to be respected by Alabama Express out of an Al-Kazim mare. A well-related British bred Al-Kazim mare on the back of its jump-out win at Flemington. What price is it? Coyote 7.5 versus Nimbus 2000 is more exposed, drawn 15, 1.75. Yeah, I'll do the scone card a little bit later. It'll be part of the lounge today. Algarve at second of manuscript was good. Back at Wyong over 1,000. Came from the back. Big pass, deep stretch. It looks like it's acclimatised to go in this direction on that Werribee 3rd jump out. Then you've got the written Tycoon debutant, the 3-year-old filly out of the Snitzel mare, Custard Tart, off a Geelong jump out win. Frosty Night looks like the penny may have dropped a little bit, but it's drawn 16. Montjuic Magic, place 4 of 4. Yeah, so I'll be a little bit concerned. And the other one of interest too is Grinzy and Nix. Like, it's pretty deep race this by Gold Standard out of a Pence Celeb mare. Gold Standard's the son of Sebring. You don't underestimate Sebring as a sire of size. As I said last night, he's got the champion sire in South Africa at the moment. Give me the green light. I think he's won the last 3 size titles over there in a row, which that's a big effort in South Africa, an Australian bred. Give me the green lights by Sebring out of a Canny Ladmare. Yes, you can. He's won 3 size titles, and he's climbed the broodmare size title now too. So yeah, that 15 by Gold Standard out of Pence Celeb mare off the back of the Geelong jump out win, Grinzinger Nix. It's a good chance. So it's a pretty deep race that. There's a couple that are going to go around good prices. Grinzinger Nix is 11.0. Custard Tart, the debutante, by Written Tycoons 27.0. So there's good reason to dig into that race deeper and potentially oppose Nimbus 2000, the odds on elect. Then the two at double figure odds that are worthwhile backing at Flemington tomorrow. I'm just going to touch on this quickly, and then I'm going to give you some black bookers for today. I think the first of them, where were they? I think, just let me bring up Flemington over here. Oh, that's right. Race 9, Beltoro, goes around 25 to 1. It's capable of running a big race in the last race on the card, over 1800. It'll be chiming in at some stage. And then if you go back to, I think Linz Kosciuszko, Group 1 sprinter in a listed race, an average listed race. Yes, King Zephyr is progressive, but King Zephyr 2.2 versus Linz Kosciuszko 7.0. Stuart Yard, elite Singaporean form, now won 22 from 30, loves a firm track. Linz Kosciuszko 7.0, Group 1 quality sprinter against, that field. Whew, I know which way I want to be going. It's going to be Linz Kosciuszko. And then in race 4, Super Photon, over from New Zealand. As I said, out of the same dam that Hey Brounga and Mounga are out of, it's capable of running a very big race at 25 to 1 as well, okay? Go to twfhorseracing.com, McIndenang, for the winning factor, twfhorseracing.com. Click on Best 5. It's $9.90 a day. You choose what days you want to play. That gets you into the lounge where you've got all your previews. You've got live updates here, the punter known as Go to all day. Race previews all day. Every race that I put up in the Best 5 lounge, I do a detailed preview on, either audio or video. If I've got time to do a video one that I put up to here, it goes to there as well. But, race replays, as I'm doing Form Live throughout the day. So that's Super Photon in race, what was it, race 4? It was 25 to 1 yesterday. I'm not sure what price it is now, but it's capable of running a really big race tomorrow. Now, from the Black Book perspective today, look, I haven't went deep into the Black Book. Scone Race 2, the 14, Bull Ant is the only Black Booker in that race at the moment. Race 3, Gillette, the Exceedance youngster. It looks well placed in race 3. Panteray may run some kind of race, although I haven't gone there in depth yet. I haven't done Scone in depth yet. That'll be done on the run through the day, as a lot is in the lounge. I'm just flicking down through. Scone Race 6 to Soray, potentially. Head Honcho should go all right. Townsville Race 5. Yeah. Look, the Black Bookers in the Scone Cup are Amenable, Ducasse, Know Thyself, Mighty Ulysses, and Redstone Well. And that's typical. It's typical to find 4 or 5 Black Bookers in a big group race, because generally Black Book horses are horses that you found earlier in their career for one reason or another that are progressive, and they end up somewhere. That's what happens with my Black Book. Plenty of times on a Saturday, you'll jag big trifectas and big first fours from the Black Book alone. It's a pretty powerful tool. Werribee Race 8. I do like Rubiquity as a chance in Werribee Race 8. Power Bow and the Dramatist. Scone in Race 8. They're 2 Black Bookers going around there. And then there's a couple of really good ones later on in the night at Cranbourne too. But, that's about where it sits for that. There'll be another live tonight. It'll go for, what's the time? 10:21. I've got to get ready for work. I've got to get ready for these punters, the ones in pain each day. But yeah, there'll be more live. There'll be more content here during the day in the form of previews and stuff like that. How many previews I put up each day comes down how much time I've got between dealing with the lounge and doing form and stuff like that. But if you've got any other questions, DM me. I don't bite. I'm here to help you. I'm not here to send you down a funnel sales system where I tell you it's all free up here and then you're paying $25,000 down here. I don't agree with those kinds of tactics. Right? I do not agree with it. But yeah, check me out on YouTube. Go to twfhorseracing.com. Check me out on Facebook. Type in Nathan Lynch. Hashtag Form Analysis 101. Nathan Lynch. Hashtag another winner. Nathan Lynch. Hashtag we win when you win. You'll find heaps of great content out there, right? All right. And you're not going to find it better than what you do here. All right. That's a live for this morning. Each morning I'm going to start doing them as a recap of the night before. The lives at night time will start generally around the 8:30 mark. Last night went for 3 hours and 20 minutes. We did York. We did Albury. We did Werribee. Didn't get a chance to do the night meeting at Cranbourne. And we did Flemington, you know. That's great content. You're not going to get that content anywhere else. You go on to Sky Racing and watch these shows and stuff like that, yeah. They get paid to sit there in a suit, right? I sit here for 4 or 5 hours and do a live. Talk horse racing, non-stop. Right, punters, that's the end of this live. I want to go and get everything else ready for the day so that punters can have a winning day. Join us in the lounge. Come and check out TWF Horse Racing. Start your winning journey. We win when you win. And don't forget, keep your seatbelts on. See you, punters. See you, punters. See you, punters.